Kym Marsh, 46, sensationally claimed the Queen had been fixated on her cleavage after she and her band Hearsay played at the Royal Variety performance back in 2001. The singer, who had yelled at her former bandmate Mylene Klass for always getting her TS out that same year, then cheekily made the suggestion that the Queen had been jealous of her own assets, in unearthed quotes rediscovered during her Strictly 2022 stint. She made the suggestion that the late monarch had looked at my boobs while discussing the pressures of fame in an interview. According to the interviewer, Kym could scarcely contain her loud laughter when she was asked what expression Queen Elizabeth II had on her face each of the several times that she'd stared down her top. "It was almost disgust," Kym insisted to The Independent at the time, adding, "Maybe she was jealous," comparing mine to hers. Kym also addressed the story once again on Never Mind the Buzzcocks, admitting, "I had this really low-cut dress on and she kind of just went, 'Very well done,' but, just stared at my boobs." She added that the Queen was probably the most famous person she had ever met. However, during her time in pop group Hearsay as a 24-year-old, it was Mylene who seemed to have the famous breasts, and they were once the source of a fierce argument between them. The pair had been living together at the time, and although the opportunity to see her co-star in the nude was something Kym Feltman would have envied her for, she was in the midst of a rivalry with her. Backstage, moments before a performance at a TV studio, tensions boiled over and Kym accused Mylene of doing little more than getting her TS out in the group. It sparked a loud slanging match which was splashed across the newspapers the following day, and Kym desperately phoned her father in tears asking him to come and pick her up. "Me and Mylene had a slanging match, but someone split us up as we were due to go on air," she candidly wrote in her autobiography From the Heart. "Going on to perform our single was horrible. At one point, me and Mylene had to put our arms around one another." The Coronation Street star, who played Michelle Connor in the soap, then shuddered, "It was so fake and I hated every minute of it." Kym's place in Hearsay had marked an end to financial strife, after the single mom of two kids struggled to make ends meet on just £80 per week. However, she said she felt alienated and lonely after hitting the big time, believing she didn't quite fit in, and there were frequent rows behind the scenes. Beyond that, they also experienced venomous reactions from members of the public. Although websites such as Instagram and Facebook didn't exist back then, today's trolling equated to in-person insults, and Kym recalled that she even had a cigarette stubbed out on her in a nightclub. She was often insulted and called a BH when she went out shopping, and ultimately left the group after rumors about her became too much for her to handle. The entire group disbanded by 2002, with her bandmate Noel Sullivan later commenting that his entourage hadn't allowed him to think for himself, and that had suffered clinical depression after achieving fame. In August of the same year, the insults kept on coming for Kym, after she was accused of getting wed to EastEnders star Jack Ryder purely to elevate her fame and keep her relevant after leaving the group. "For God's sake. I can understand that you might be pictured around town with somebody to get your name in the papers, but who's going to get married for the fame?" she asked the aforementioned publication. "Do they think I sit here thinking, mwahaha, I will ensnare him in my devious web so we can be in hello? Do they think him mental?"